Guys, I hope you're ready. The 2025 Prague Pro is going down this weekend. This is one of the most historic and iconic shows in the world, with guys, or should I say legends, like Kai Green, Dennis Wolf, Rolly Winkler, William Bonac, Dexter Jackson, and the incredible Samson Dauda, all winning this prestigious show. This year, we got some major players coming in. Martin Fitzwater, Samson Dauda, and the open debut of Keon Pearson. Guys, this weekend, bodybuilding action is going to be tremendous. Relax, sit back, and enjoy this prediction show on the AJ's World of Bodybuilding. And thank you to my sponsor, Blackstone Lab. Remember, hit their Instagram. They got some tremendous products. And guys, let's jump straight into the action. Let's go. Welcome everyone to the AJ's World of Bodybuilding. We're joined by two guests. First, Quinton, Eriya. What a year.
Thank you. How's it going?
First, how was it to watch the Olympia? I know the goal was to compete there. You put one hell of a battle. How was it to watch it live this year?
Oh, it was amazing. I feel like this was one of the most competitive Olympias that I could even remember. Like just not just the top, from top to bottom, it was very, very competitive. Or you're seeing the guys in the third callouts and they're all really good. You're wondering before the show, like I don't know where everyone's gonna place, but once they all stood next to each other, it all started to make sense.
Did it lit an extra fire for this off season, or are you already fired up?
I was already fired up, but it is extra fire though, man. You can't go to the Olympia and not leave with some sort of motivation. So it was awesome.
David Chisovic, you had you many times on the channel before. This year, David, the plan is the pro card in bodybuilding, correct?
Yeah, in May actually, we're going for the pro card, and then hopefully we're going to States, like right to the States, and to compete there. I'm not going to do many European shows. I'm just going straight to USA. I'll check the waters. If I suck, then the off season begins. And I've got a question for you, Quinton.
Yeah,
How
so
high would you place yourself at this year's Olympia, considering you would be at your best?
it's tough to say, because I feel like I don't want to. Like I didn't make it, so I don't want to be like, oh, I would have beat this guy. So I don't really have an answer. But yeah, I think I would have done okay, maybe.
I took second like 4 times fighting for the pro card as well, and I know how it feels.
Yeah.
How did you handle it, actually being second? When you came with your all-time best, you brought a new.
Well,
and how did you do it?
it sucks and it hurts, but it only hurts in that moment. And for
Yeah.
me, I'm very good at getting over things. And like the moment after I don't hear my name and I hear the other person's name, it's like, okay, I got to get over it because it didn't happen. I can't do anything about it. So I celebrate the other person's victory. I, give them a handshake and, I just focus on what I could have done to be better. And with this mindset, I feel like there's always something, and there's been many things. And with all the data from these 5 shows, I have a clear idea of what I got to do this off season and what I'm going to do for next prep.
We're going to look at the list. This is about the Prague Pro 2025. And this show, for people who are not aware, this show has a lot of history. Guys like Kai Green, Dexter Jackson, William Bonac, Dennis Wolf, Rolly Winkler, Samson Dauda twice, actually. This is probably the most prestigious show in Europe with the history. A lot of the great athletes, champions of the past, are competing in this show. The promoters are phenomenal, and they have a way of bringing the top guys into the Czech Republic, and it has a tremendous history. And this show is crazy. We have 28 guys, as you guys can see. We're not going to go through everyone. We're just going to quickly touch on them quickly before we go into the main guys. We see David Balsarok. Quickly, David. He is from Poland. A couple of words about him.
I actually had the
Well, that's
pleasure
a
of
good
beating
start.
him in
That's a good
2021,
start.
and then he became a pro. He's actually good. He made a really good progress under the wing of boss of Outlaw,
How many
Stefan.
athletes just bust
He's under
out?
the
Oh,
wing of Stefan.
Quinton, is this a coach for you now? Do you want to be 150 in the lineup?
No.
Anyway, back to David. Yes, David? David Balserak.
Yes, he's under the wings of boss of Outlaw. He took 11 in the UK show last
Yeah.
time, so he will climb up because he needs a name. Of course, he's not so popular. He doesn't care that much about the social media. He's actually quite a big guy, but he still needs a little bit of the lower parts.
Sam, let's go down to the next guy on the list. We can't. Let's go back to the list. As we go down, as we can move a little bit to the left so we can see the names. And there you go. Let's stop at Tim Budensheim. Tim Budensheim, tremendous freak. Quinton, you competed against him in Germany. And I think, did he only Germany or was it also in Italy?
Uh, Germany, Italy. Yeah, Germany and Italy. And I competed with him several times, like a couple years ago. Well,
He seems to improve the last two shows. Um, is it possible you think Quinton, with what he has structurally and physique wise, can he climb into that top five here if he can improve more?
okay. I mean, I loved him. I would love to see that happen. This is a really there's I don't want to like skip past like who we're already going to go through, but it's going to
No.
be a very hard top five to get into. It's
Yeah.
going to be a very very tough top five to get into. So I'm not too sure about this one.
No, David, he has tremendous size, and but the level today compared to 2, 3 years ago, it's a different game in the open, David. With aesthetics, is very highly appreciated, David.
Especially when
Team
he was
Budensheim, a
taking
lot
like
of
second
size.
places. He was taking like second like 3 4 times, I remember, and
Correct.
now he's not even being considered in top five. So he was like, taking the fifth place, something like this, but it's still not the same as the level of the competition just climbed up so high that it's hard to beat them, especially at this show when we're having so many good athletes, Martin, Keon, Samson. You can like easily name like 5 6 people from your head that are going to be in the top five. It's not even
There you
possible
see him,
to.
man.
Yeah,
Quinton, he's got a lot of size.
Oh,
he's huge.
he's got really good size.
Yeah, yeah,
It just
yeah.
feels like his look hasn't been being rewarded as high lately. And
No.
just based on how they've been like, placing him, that's why I think it might be challenging for him to get into the top five.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. I don't see him in the top five. Zem, let's go back to the list. Tim has been killing it this season, but it's going to be hard. Can we go to the left so we can see the names? There you go. Okay, Samson Dauda. Obviously, everyone knows him really well, and he's probably the guy to beat. But first, let me see. At this show at the Olympia, Quinton, he came in at 280. According to him, that's a good what? 25 pounds down from last Olympia, correct?
Wow. Yeah, that's a lot of weight to lose.
Uh, First of all, was he flat or did he lose muscle during the prep, Quinton? What do you think?
That in regards to that, I have no clue. I have
No.
no clue. Like I'm not involved in his prep in the sense that I don't like I would send him like my stuff, my updates to get his opinion. But
Mm.
listen, man, I know where I'm at. I'm more of like the apprentice. I
Yeah.
have I'm not qualified to give this guy advice on what to do. He's at a very, very high level. But yeah, I'm not sure exactly what it was, but I know they were pushing, they're pushing hard. And I've done that before. And I think with our body types, it's just tough. You get to a point where you keep pushing the diet and maybe you do lose some weight, but it doesn't, it doesn't reflect the same way that you might think it might. But you never really know until you push it to that place. And honestly, with the amount of tissue he has, to see the updates he's been posting and see him like at 300 pounds and like how he's 300 pounds in condition, like it's just pretty crazy. And I think, yeah, I think nobody will be able to touch him, not even close to this show, unfortunately.
David, as a coach yourself, people are worried that he lost muscle and that he wasn't just flat and that he's going to carb up for this show. He's already reached 300 pounds, as you can see here. Will we see the same? I'm going to tell you what he told me, but what do you, as a coach, what do you do in those 2 weeks from the Olympia to this show? If you were, not if you were him, but if you're a coach and you have an athlete like this.
First of all, I haven't coached no one close to this level. That's the thing. You are considering the top of the top. So
Correct.
That's a different ball of games. Like coaching Quinton. It's
But
you
an
fuck
example,
up one thing.
what would you do?
You fuck up one thing, everything falls apart. If he would have a gap, I would ask if he spoke like to Matt Jansen. Then I would, if he would have the same gap as Quinton had, I would consider him, being coached by Jansen. But I don't think that they fucked up this much. I think it was just it was just a fluke. Something like too much diuretics, something like travel problems. I think that Samson is going to do the same thing that the people from 90s have done. They were flat as hell 2 weeks pre-show, and then they started eating, they started to fill up, and we will see the best Samson we have ever seen. That's the thing. If he would have stopped like 2 weeks before and have done the same thing, he would be unbeatable on the Olympia stage. And I don't think he would even risk being beaten by Keon. Do you think that he would go to the show where he can, when there is any option of him being beaten by Keon? There is no way.
So
I
he
gotta
to-
say something. I gotta say something to put into perspective. Like him after the show, he was 280 and he rebounded to 300 and he's in competition shape. I
Exactly.
competed around 280 and I've rebounded after the shows. I'm like around 300. We're
Yeah.
the same weight right now, and I am not ready for the stage. So to me, what it looks like is he's probably flat. It looks like he still has all that tissue. And I just think I personally think Samson is the best bodybuilder in the world, regardless of what happened at the Olympia. It is what it is. Sometimes things happen. He just uses it as fuel to come back even harder, man. And I know what's coming is going to be crazy.
No, I spoke to him today, David, and he said he was really flat for the show. They carved up for the Olympia for days. Nothing really happened. He's back home. He said everything is working on plan. They're expecting him to be big, 300 pounds, and close to that conditioning they were going to bring for the Olympia.
There are people who shouldn't just push for the conditioning this hard. And he's one of the guys. He sacrificed like every ounce of his best body parts for one striation. But that's what they told him to do.
That's what they told him to do.
Expected him to be leaner. And he's done exactly what he said. He was leaner. He was in the best shape of his life. The thing is that it wasn't the best for his body.
No. And you have to remember, his worst version still beat Martin at the Olympia a couple of days ago.
Exactly.
And you have to remember, Sean Clarida was very close with Keon, wasn't he? At the Olympia. Quinton was close, Sean Clarida and Keon?
I think, yeah. Well, because Keon, he didn't show up the way they wanted to. And Sean Clarida show up so improved, dense, full, like sharp. So I think he was definitely pushing him. I think Keon's size and structure was overall, it's too much.
I agree.
But
I saw the comments.
I think Clarida was definitely, I think he was at least he was in it.
And I did see Clarida lose to Regan Grimes, who was 14th at the O.
Yeah.
Let's go on the list, David, and we can discuss the Samson, who we think is going to win a little bit later. If we go into the list, Zem, so we can see the list again. There's a lot of guys. There's 28 guys. It's going to be a lot of people.
Have you seen how many in figure?
Oh, yeah.
37,
39. I know.
Oh,
39, sorry.
that's
Yeah.
cool.
Let's go back to the bodybuilding then. So next guy, pro debut of Nico Del Ronch. He just turned pro. And let's go into Martin Fitzwater. And this is a little bit exciting story for him. This is deja vu of last year. He killed it at the Olympia. Then he comes in versus Chris Bumstead. And it was, I thought Bumstead had no chance coming in. I said no chance. But that wasn't how it went out. It was a very close battle in Prague. That was a really exciting battle, but Martin didn't bring his best. And then he didn't bring his best for Pittsburgh. And then he redeemed himself at the O. And now he's going in after a redemption at the O against Samson and Keon. And Quinton, a lot is on the line for Martin, isn't it? Especially versus Keon.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
A
In a way,
lot is on the line, Quinton, for Martin.
yeah, yeah. No, I see that. I mean, this is gonna be cool. I think the battle between, I mean, before Samson jumped in,
Yeah.
Samson, man. But before he jumped in, I was like, man, Martin versus Keon, like
Yeah.
they got different. That was for me almost like a battle of the year kind of thing.
Yeah.
So I still really want to see this. I think this is definitely the biggest show of the year next to the Olympia and Arnold's, I guess. But yeah, this matchup I'm the most excited for. Yeah, no, he brought it to the Olympia just like he brought it to the last one. Yeah, him and Boss seem to have like a pretty good formula.
David, why do you think the internet are hyping Samson versus Keon almost as the like the main matchup with Martin? Are people why are they seem to underestimating Martin?
Because people are hugging more to the guys they like. That's simple. Samson is likable. Keon is the champion. So, and Keon is as well the underdog. So they want to see Keon win. But actually, Martin, Keon, and Samson, they three of them got such a huge balls. They all have so much to lose. Samson has nothing to prove, to be honest. He just could have, like cruised to the Olympia. He could have just done this off season. So he has such a guts to do the show. Martin, if he loses to Keon, he's literally fucked. If Keon loses to Martin, he's got like nothing to lose as well. He's like just going in, but the hype is going to be lower because we are going to see the champion of the 212 being beaten by a guy who took fifth. So we would be able to say like Keon has no chance in the open.
Who was most impressive, Quinton? You were there live, David and myself. We watched it on the stream. You saw Martin, and you saw Keon live. Who would have won that matchup? And I know Keon was slightly off, especially for Saturday, but who would have won that matchup?
I mean, if you would have taken Keon from last year because he like hit the mark last year, ooh,
Forget about last year.
okay,
This year.
Okay, I think just based on the fact that Martin was on, like, I don't know if he could have been any better than he was at the Olympia. I think he probably would have got the nod, but I think Keon being on, I'm not sure. We also have never seen Keon in an open lineup, so we don't know how he looks next to these guys. But like, I do think if Keon is just a little better than the Olympia, I think he could beat Martin. Like, I actually would slightly favor Keon, but
Oh, really?
I would slightly. I would. But based on how they were showed up at the Olympia, I think Martin would have the edge. He was just, dude, the guy was hard as nails, man. Like, Martin came out there and looked fucking just ridiculous. I mean, Keon himself, like his small waist, the vacuum, the improvements that he made everywhere, it's just alien-like, So it's really a very fascinating matchup.
If you have to make a prediction, Quinton and David, just quickly, will he be best at 205? Like Sean Ray said, you got to bring that 205, or it will be more dangerous at like 215, 216. What do you think, Quinton? In this lineup?
I don't want to I don't know what went wrong. Like, maybe he was like 215 right before the show.
Yeah.
Maybe maybe it was like
12. Yeah.
maybe they filled out a little too much, right? So I don't know what it is. Maybe he looked fantastic at the show, like 212, if they just peak the way they wanted to. I'm not too sure, but uh, yeah, I think it just coming in a little drier. Obviously, that would be ideal for him.
David,
Keon has
2.5
to
or
play.
2.17?
Keon has to play his strengths. So he has to come sharp as nails. And if he comes like 205, it won't make a difference size wise, because he's short. We have to take this into consideration. It's like what, 5'4", something like this. And Martin is short as well, but still, I think that the crazy structure that Keon has, from the back especially, is going to show up better once he's like here, leaner.
I think this show those guys because we've seen the internet talk about Keon. His coach Patrick Torres has been very vocal that he has the best body in the world. Correct. So if you have the best body in the world, you have to beat Samson, and we'll see. We'll see if that happens. And Martin, who's very vocal that he wants to be the next Mr. Olympia. He's close to Derek. He's close to these guys. So if he can beat Samson now, oof. That would make his stock go up. James Hollingshead, it's a tricky one. Tricky. He's changed coach again. He was with Patrick Tor. Then he switched to John. Was it? Not John Jewett. It was Chris Tuttle. It only went for one show. That was the worst show of his career. France, the look. He switched to a new coach, Zach, and James comes in 260 at France. He brought 280. He was I spoke to his coach. He's 280 now. He put on 20 pounds from last show to this show, but he fell even more down in the placement. He was not more down, but the same. 5th place in the UK. And it was not really good lineup. Quinton, what can we do with James for this lineup?
I think he worked with Stefan in between some of those coaches, by the way. Yeah, I think that I can't remember the timeline.
Stefan was before Chris Tuttle.
Yeah, it's tough to remember. He's worked with a lot of coaches, so it's kind of hard to. But I think something happened during the prep with Stefan. Maybe he was over dieted there and lost like a good amount of tissue or fullness. So I don't think Chris had like a lot to work with when they started together. But yeah, like I think he was downsized at the shows he did earlier this year. And again, in the France show, he looked fuller at this one. I think, man, when you're a big guy, when you're 6 feet, like James and I are, like you got to show up full, and I think the look at the UK show is definitely better. Like you might blur the lines a little bit with the conditioning, but like you see at the Olympia, the guy that won, like he wasn't the most peeled guy. He was in really good condition, but being the most peeled isn't always going to reward you. So I actually like the look that he came in with to the UK show. I think maybe around the same placing here, because I don't think you got Samson, Martin,
Krizo,
like
a new freak in Juan.
Oh yeah, like it's gonna be hard to get into that top 5.
Yeah, I like him bigger, fuller, David. That seems to be the goal with the new coach, and let's hope he can bring a positive last looks to the end of the season, David.
I just hope that he's finally gonna hit it right, as he's going to be happy with his physique and he prepares for the next season, upcoming one, better, as they know their body and they know the strategy right now. I just hope that he finishes strong and happy, because the UK show, he was already a little bit better than in France.
Yeah, a little bit better, I agree.
And he has to come freaky, just freaky.
Yes.
He can't come small, sharp, or something like this, because he doesn't have the perfect structure. So if he wants to battle the monsters, he has to be a monster.
You can see that lineup, that shot there. He has tremendous size still in the front, the most muscular there, huh?
Yes.
Yeah.
Just this young freak, this guy from the Spain,
Yeah.
Ordell. He's insane.
Zim, let's go back to the list, and this is a crazy lineup. If you can see it, let's talk a little bit about the new freak. Where is he down on the list?
Juan Pradel Martinez.
And this guy, he totally transformed his body. I saw him turn pro. I was in Spain when he turned pro, Quinton, and this guy had 3 times the following of Regan Grimes from social media in Spain.
Oh yeah.
He's like a superstar down in Spain. TV shows, YouTube. So when he made his pro debut, it was only 24. The crowd went nuts. The arena was sold out because of this guy.
Wow.
But the shocker, he got beat in his pro debut, but by the other Spanish guy who made his pro debut. You know the guy in Classic?
Josema.
So Josema, who had zero hype, zero Instagram following, beat him.
Ooh.
In open bodybuilding. And
Yeah.
Josema was only 21 at it, 19 or something at the time.
Yeah.
That put a little bit, I don't want to say stop to his career, but it was a shock.
Yeah.
And then he transformed his body as a new coach, Espin, one of the best in the world. And he totally transformed his aesthetics for this show. Just amazing improvements. We saw Ian and Fuad, they made with him 24 weeks out.
Yeah.
He got a lot of attention in the ring. And he went on stage, David.
Yeah,
What a
I
freak.
love his physique. I was like inspired by him actually because he's a young guy. So it was a really, really nice thing to watch. But I was seeing him like before the show and I was like, yeah, he's going to do the damage, a lot of damage. The thing is, Europeans use shitty phones. We never use like, freaky cameras or something like this. We always use like shit iPhone 14, something like this. And always our photos look bad. So once they step on stage, there are going to be a lot of freaks. There is a guy coming from Poland. He was classic, Damian Kufel. He's going to be really freaky. He was like 130 kilos like 1 week ago. So he's going to be crazy. He was a classic guy, and now he's going to do the open. There is as well a Maciej Nabagło from Poland, and he's young guy as well. We're actually having 4 guys from Poland, I see. Paweł, Piotr, Maciej, and Damian Kufel. So they're all.
Let's go back to Juan, Zem. Quinton, what did you like about Quan? What impressed you? He's 28, by the way.
Dude, I love this kid. Like
Insane.
he just got beautiful shape. He's big. He's got good structure, and it's cool to see that in bodybuilding. And for me as a fellow competitor, it fires you up. You like seeing good up and coming bodybuilders, man. Like this guy, sky's the limit. Sky's the limit, and it's crazy, man. There must be something in the water in Spain because you got this kid, you have Jose, and then Kim Angel. Like there's a lot of really, really good guys that came out of there, and yeah, no, I'm just genuinely impressed, and I'm glad he's doing this show, and I hope he does a couple more, because if he just sharpens up from show to show to show, like I think he can even surprise people with how high he places.
Yep.
I spoke to his coach. The UK show was just a warm up. He was supposed to do it, meaning they planned for Prague. We're gonna see an even more special look at this guy, huh? That's crazy. This is really crazy. They say he's the new Jay Cutler, but they used to say that to all the white guys, that they look the same, so everyone's Jay Cutler. I don't know if he's Jay Cutler, though. Huh? David,
He's prettier than Jay Cutler.
Oh, hey.
Face-wise.
Wait. Freakier than Jay Cutler.
Prettier.
Oh, yeah, okay. Freakier in the face?
Not a freakier. Yeah, he's like a guy who is going to be on the magazines and so on from his face. They're just going, he got a baby face and he's so humble. He's so, enjoying the life. Oh, when he was, being awarded for the third place, it was like winning a show of the year for him. It was so cool to watch.
The last guy let's talk about before we go into the top to our predictions, and Krizo, crazy. We saw him. Did you any guys catch the stream? How bad he was for the UK show?
It was shit.
I didn't see it.
Did you see it, Quinton?
I heard about it. Like I saw
it was bad. It was bad.
It was bad. It was bad. We only saw the right side of the picture. But anyway, Krizo told me he had a full year. Finally, he could train weights with no injury. He has been struggling with injuries for a year and a half. He had a good offseason, pain-free. He added 3 kg, like 7 pounds of muscle since the New York Pro shows. in tremendous condition. He brought up one of his biggest weak points, his glutes. I don't know if there's any pictures of them, his glutes. They're up, and his posing needs work, but it's improved. Quinton, Krizo, can he take out a Martin or Keon at this show?
I mean, he was 7th at the O last year, right?
Yes.
I mean, I'm a big fan of Krizo, man. From the days he competed in the other federation, I'd see him. I'm like, man, I would love for this guy to transition to the pro league, and he's done really well since making that transition. It's tough to say. Like, I'm always kind of gonna bias towards the big guys. I think it's possible. But I think it's the back shots where I think guys like Martin, Keon will kind of like get ahead of him. So I'm not too sure, but I think, yeah, I still would predict. I'll get to the prediction later.
Yeah, David, Krizo. Look at this. The most freakiest guy, genetics. This is special, rare talent.
If anyone fucks up, Krizo takes him.
Mm-hmm.
That's the simple. That's like the Dexter case. Anyone comes off, Dexter Krizo comes in. Just slightly off because Krizo is in shape. He's actually in shape.
Oh, he's in phenomenal shape. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. We go into our top 5. We all agree Samson, Keon, Martin, Krizo. That's in our top 4. Who will be the last guy? Let's go to the list, Zem. And Quinton, your last guy to make it.
I think I would go with Joan from Spain.
David?
Okay, I'll be a little bit biased, but I saw
this. Of course, we know you're Polish. You have to be biased.
Yeah, exactly. I think it's going to be between Bradels and Damian Kufel.
And can you what is that name you're saying? Say that one more time.
Damian Kufel.
Damian Kufel.
Damian.
I don't know who it is. Can you find his Instagram?
Up from the Jose Quinton. Up. Not Maciej.
The pro debut of Masai. That's going to be exciting.
Under Krizonek. One name, under Krizonek. This one. Yeah, Damian Kufel.
I'm going to put Yao in my top 5. But we will see. Quinton, we shouldn't, the pros get very offended when we name who we have as winning, but we see Samson as the favorite going in, don't we?
I mean, listen, I'm friends with a lot of these guys.
Yeah.
Other people make predictions. And I don't like to say things sometimes because I don't like to offend people. But dude, I 100% think Samson is the best in the world. And I think he's the most complete in the world. And this bodybuilding, man, sometimes we won't come in 100%. But this show, he's going to be close. And I think because of the fact that him at his worst was 4th in the world, we're going to see something we've never seen before. So, yeah, Samson for number 1.
David, is that something you agree with?
Yeah, the same as Quinton said. It's going to be the case of the 90s guys. Yeah, it's that guy. It's Damian. I've got him.
Let me see him next to Bumstead there, Zim.
Yeah, he was like 18 kilos less next to Bumstead.
This is a big guy, huh?
Yeah, he's Samson's height.
And this is 2 years ago, I see. Let me see a new picture.
He was like 15 kilos up now. He's right now.
Whoa. That's some size here. How's the waist?
Good. You can see it. He got some videos.
Wow. So you have him 5th over Zhao?
Like fighting for the top 6.
Keon, Martin, guys. How do we see that one?
It's hard.
Quinton, it's a hard battle there, huh?
It's tough. It's like it's so easy when you look at Keon, especially in the 212 and in his Instagram posts, and I've seen him in person.
Oh yeah, here is
it's so easy to be like, yeah, like he's gonna smoke all these guys, whatever, because of like the dimensions and everything he has. Because Keon is like, if you could create a bodybuilder, like that's what you would want to create, something like that, or like Samson. Like they both have those looks that's just
Oh,
mind blowing to everybody. So I think I would lean towards him, but you still don't. The X factor is you don't know what that looks like next to the open guys.
you will lean towards 212 Olympian over top 5 in the world.
I would, yeah, I would.
Okay, David.
I will still have, if Martin doesn't fuck up at all, he will take Keon.
Okay, yeah. And
Because the
Krizo.
height difference, the height difference, I think is going to be just too much. The
And
30
if
pounds
Martin
is
and
30
Keon
pounds.
comes it off, we all see Krizo as a potential top 2 there.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
if
Yeah,
they're
yeah.
off, Krizo could definitely get.
Especially that Samson is this high, the height difference. The Samson is going to be like Krizo's biggest friend on the stage.
Well, I think we all see things pretty similar. I think that's how we see it. Um, it's going to be really exciting. We don't exactly know who's winning, but we do think Samson's going to take it. But as we know, we're not sure. He might get all the way up to second. A lot of the guys have a lot to lose. This makes it really exciting. We also have a classic, the beautiful Terence Ruffin, routine of the nights coming in versus Michael the Bull. We have 36 figure girls. I know David is prepping one athlete in there. We have great bikini lineup. The 212 lineup, no big names there. A little bit shocking, but it's always exciting. And guys, remember there will be a stream. I will be the official commentator for the stream with Jal Tiger Thomas. And David, will you go?
Yeah, I'm done.
Good. Hopefully, I can get you backstage. Will you be backstage?
Yeah, I have the coach pass.
Good. We'll do some wrap ups and some there. And Quinton, it almost broke my heart that you didn't make it. It was very depressing that you didn't make it. It was painful. I hope you use the power that you all the hype, all the positivity to have an off season for the lifetime, to really just go balls to the walls. I'm not saying you're not doing it, but like the extra level, because the world wants to see you next year in the top 10 at the 2026 Olympia. And I know you have it in you, Quinton.
Thank you so much. Yeah, man, I'm fired up, bro. I'm fired up, and it's been so many things that I've learned throughout the Dude, being around Samson and Marlena was so. It was one of that was by far the best experience of my career. Like I learned so much. So, I feel very, very confident. I'm very hopeful and optimistic, and I'm excited to destroy myself during the off season.
You can watch Quinton on his Instagram. He's sponsored by HD Muscle. Check his YouTube. David, your Instagram is going to be in here. Your YouTube channel, what is the call?
It's my name and surname, so people won't understand it anyway. It's David Czechowicz, so.
And everyone, we are out.
That's
Bye-bye.
nice. Thank you.